Good day everyone and welcome to Matty's workshop. This video is going to be a little bit scattered really, in a sense that it was pretty hard to film the last 2 weeks. The kids have been home for school holidays, so I've been trying to do a bit with the kids, and yeah, it just makes it a little bit difficult when you're trying to film and there's lots of noise around and all that. Excuse me. What I achieved in this video was, or in this part anyway, was I got the disc mounted. I did end up machining the disc, as you'll see. It just was annoying me having them pitting marks in it, so I did machine both sides. And I got the locating pin made, spring-loaded locating pin. I've been out here in the shed for the last 15 minutes, I suppose, just looking at it, thinking how am I going to mount it. And I've come up with a plan. Is to mount this so the actual lock thing will be on its side. Bring a plate up off here, across and up that this would be attached to, and 2 bolts in here that will allow the plate to come up and down, or the bracket to come up and down, so I can have maybe 2 or 3 sets of indexing holes in this one plate. So that'll be on the next video anyway, I'd say. So I do apologise if this video is a bit out there, bit choppy and changey and whatever. Yeah, the kid's been home and the wife ended up in hospital again for a few days. She took crook again, so it's been a little bit difficult the last fortnight. But anyway, we're getting over there. We're getting over the hurdle. The kids are back to school tomorrow, which is Monday. Yeah, so they're back at school, so it'll be a little bit quieter in the shop. But they've had a good holiday. They've been out in their motorbikes and yeah, we've done a little bit together. Bit of in the shed time together, which has been fantastic. So anyway, we'll get on with the video and we'll see how it all turns out. And there's one other thing I may have to. I fitted the angle plate up to the shaper vise, which I haven't shown. The table on the shaper, which I haven't shown. I simply fitted it up because I had a gut feeling the piece I had was going to be too short, which it is, I think. I might end up just biting the bullet and buying a proper angle plate and fitting that to it, which will have a bit more length in off the side, so it'll act as a table extension off the side that this will fit onto. This fixture did turn out bigger than what I expected it, well, what my intentions were anyway. It's a lot longer and a lot more heavier than what I ever expected. So I do believe I have over-spec'd a fair bit, which I'd rather build something too heavy than too light. But yeah, that's what happens, I guess. You start getting a bit carried away with the sizes of stuff, and all of a sudden you got something that's twice as big as what it should be and twice as heavy as what it should be. But I don't think I'll ever break it. But anyway, we'll get on with the video, and yeah, if I've skipped over a couple of bits, like I skipped over making this little screw in the end. I did screw up the size of this thread. Turned out I had the tap, I didn't have the die. Yeah, I could have cut the thread manually, but just things weren't going to plan, so I just ended up making it a bit bigger pin for a handle and making the next size up, which was 5mm instead of 4, which is probably a good thing. It's a bit more beefier. Again, oversized, overspec'd, I guess. Anyway, we'll get on with it, and I hope you enjoy it. If you've got any comments and suggestions, please don't hesitate to tell me. I like a bit of positive feedback. It's handy. I did ask in the last video for a bit of help, and I've had quite a few suggestions, and they've been absolutely awesome, so thank you again for that. It's been much appreciated. I was going to make up separate plates just for different things, but then I think it was Chirpy, or it might have been Max Grant, said, you know, make up so this is adjustable, and you can yeah, use one plate for multiple hole or multiple indexing. So yeah, great idea. Thanks, guys. Anyway, for the third time, we'll get on with the video. See you after. It's not a bad circle. It's a little bit out there. I'll go and run the dividers back over it and see how close it is. This piece here I've got chucked up in the lay is going to be the boss that it'll fit on the spindle shaft on the rear of it to hold the indexing plate when I get it made. It's just a piece of flats, or it was out of a sheet of flat that I had, and I just, as you've probably seen in the previous footage, I just hit it with the little sander and got it round, and then bored a hole in the guts of it. So it's going to essentially sit over that. It's going to have grub screws down the back of it to lock it onto the shaft. This will go behind the brake or the locking system, spindle lock. And then when you just have another piece, when you do the nut up on the end of the spindle, it'll squeeze up onto this plate. And I'm probably going to have a dowel in it as well, so that it'll dowel on, yeah, so it'll locate and not be able to turn. So I'm just going to machine this down 1.25 inches, and then spin it around, then clean the other side up and reduce the size a little bit as well. And then I'll bring this back when I get a bit more further advanced. Okay, I'm getting fairly close down to the size for that for the register, so I'm just going to shim, yeah, just take very light cuts from now on. I want it to be quite a nice positive fit, so we're getting terribly close. terribly close. Needs a hair off it. Not even a hair. Birds are going, oh look at that, perfect fit. Birds are going bloody crazy here today, you can probably hear that in the background. Absolute bad fit. That'll do that part. When I make the outer boss up, it will be just a little bit larger than that diameter here, and it'll just nicely snug that up firmly over that register. And I will put a very small dowel in there just so there is a lock on it, so it will lock into place. There's no chance of it spinning halfway through a job, which probably never happened, but yeah, might as well over-spec it than under-spec it, I suppose. Anyway, I'll just break the edges on this, and then I'll spin it around and clean up this back edge. Bring you back shortly. It's school holidays here at the moment, and the young fellas decide to wash his bike up and give her a big clean up. Now he's putting all the pretties on it. Aren't you, mate?
Yep.
This is a bike he bought a few months ago now. It's a CRF 230. He's already done the pretties on the other side. He actually done a pretty good bloody job. I did tell him when he bought it, if he looks after, look after him when he goes to race or when he goes to trade it in on something different later on. So, very good job, Treno.
Thank you.
Got all the pretty bling on it. Now he's looks like we're on the back tyre mission now. Yeah, got to have it all in the right spot. Don't you, mate?
Yeah.
Very good job, mate. Very good job. Keep it up. That was bloody noisy. Okay. Just grab my depth marks here and I'll just have a quick measure. It always amazes me how much deflection you get off these boring tools. I know they're only cheap, but by geez, you get a lot of deflection. Do a lot of spring passes to get it to final dimension. $736. A little bit of wriggle in it. That'll do. It's always the way when you're trying to get a nice firm fit, you'll never get a nice firm fit. Anyway, I'll deburr the edges of that and bring you back when I'm back over the bench. This is where I'm up to so far. This is a collar I made up just before. I've drilled this and the plate. I've drilled a 4mm hole there and in the plate also. So I could put a dowel in it. I've still got to make the dowel up. So that'll fit onto there. That'll line up with the dowel. I turned this up off camera because there was nothing exciting. It's just a cup. Just a simple cup. It's got a recess in it, so this is all that. That'll fit over there like so. The washer. And then the nut. That all screws up nice and firm. So that's where we're up. That's what it looks like so. Sorry, that's what it looks like so far. This piece here, it's going to be for the spring-loaded pin. That'll go on, for the which have the pin for the index. It's not the best way to explain it, but anyway. I'm going to put a 10mm pin inside it, spring-loaded pin. I've got a 9.5mm drill. I'm just going to bore it or drill it through, and then I've got a 10mm ream, new 10mm ream. I'll ream the centre out to 10mm, and then I've got a nice piece of shaft there, small shaft. It's just over 10. I'll machine the pin down 10mm to suit. So yeah, that's where I'm up to, guys. Wobble in it. I'm just going to be doing it like that. There's a nice clean hole. Something that happens here something that doesn't happen here very often is it's just starting to rain. Bad drought here at the moment. And any rain's welcome. So, change out the tools and put a bit of a chamfer on that. Clean it out. We'll be right to go. I'm just putting a point on the end of this bit of rod now. I've got it set to about 15 degrees, so it'll be a point and a bit of a step up to the diameter. The bigger diameter, just a short point. I've purposely left a point on that, so when I get this mounted, that little point, I can use that as a scribe to give me the diameter of where the holes, diameter of the hole position on the plate. Here's my plan. Okay, I've got to put a slot in this tube. I've had a packet of end mills, from 6 mil up to whatever mill they go to. Had them sitting in the cupboard for ages, and I haven't got a milling machine yet, so I thought I'll think outside the square, and I come up with this idea. I just hold it in the 4-way tool post, and I got it pretty much on centre, and have a crack at milling it on the lathe. I've seen Rob from Adelaide, his channel Xanadu, I've seen him do a lot of milling on the lathe, but he's got a vertical mill slide. I did have one, I've still got it, but I haven't fitted it up to this lathe yet or anything. I've used it on my old lathe, but with a bit of wear in it, it's just a bit hard to use. So I mean, I'm just going to have a crack at this, and if it works, it works. If it don't, we'll come up with plan B. So we'll have a go at it. It's pretty hard to get a good shot with the camera here. I've just got it handheld at the moment. I've just broke through the inner wall, so hopefully I might have been successful with this. All things going well. Yeah, so don't know whether you can see it, but I know the camera shows it, just see a bit of daylight up that hole there. So anyway, I'll bring us back when I'm bring you back if hopefully if I don't break a mill, cutter. Well, it turned out not too bad considering. Yeah, just with a cheap end mill. The slot didn't turn out too bad at all. So I've just started a little flat there and centre popped a mark. Drill that and thread it for a little pin, little handle. Lovely. And looking at that, that's pretty much spot on in the centre, which I'm very, very happy about. Well, big mistake. I tapped that for a 4 mil by 0.07 thread, and I haven't got a die. I thought I did, but I haven't. And it's Sunday and no shops are open, so I'm going to have to go to the next size up, which is 5 mil by 0.09, which I have. So change of plans, guys, again. Okay, after that bit of a screw up with having no 4 mil die, I end up putting a 5 by 0.08 9 thread in the on the pin, and the same thread on the on the little handle here. So it does fit up quite nice. I haven't got the spring in there obviously, but just going to cut that off now and put a nice little dome on the end, and that'll be the handle. I did think about putting a little knurl on there, which, yeah, I might just do that just for the sake of doing it, so it looks pretty. But I might just, I might not worry about it either, just put a nice little dome end on it and be happy with that. So yeah, can't believe I made that mistake. I thought I had a die, but yeah, I bloody haven't. Anyway, it happens. I do remember buying that set of taps because I had some set screws I had to put in one day, and that's what the set screws were. So I should have remembered, but anyway, that happens. So I'm going to cut this off now, then put a nice little dome on the end. So that's where I'm up to. Good enough. There we go. We're going to put it together. Spring in there. Put that in there. There we go. So she got a fair bit of resistance there. Pretty happy with that. So now all I've got to do is work out a way to mount that to that and have it adjustable. So it can go up and down. That'll obviously have a bit of tension on the spring. Whether I'll make it go out to the side, I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that's another part of the puzzle complete.